Okay, now on to the next part of Minuet 2. Minuet 1 does not have any shifting, but Minuet 2 does. What's so beautiful though is the ascending shift and the descending shift are the same. So yay. We are going to shift on a D, and in fact we're going to return to that same D. However, how we get to third position and how we leave third position will be a little bit different. So let's dissect that. When we're shifting up, we're going to go from our twinkle D. We're going to hear it. We're going to know what it sounds like, but we're going from B and going to D. From B to D. Then whatever note we're playing, we're going to be leaving from that note, and we're going to play a D. That's going to be the note we hear next. However, we're going to need to go to B to get to the D, because B determines our position, and we're going to go to first position. D determines that we're in third position. We're replacing our third finger with our first finger. That makes it third position. Just because the note is D though, and that's the note we're going for, that doesn't determine that we're in first position. It's our first finger that determines that we're in first position. So we kind of, it's sort of like asking permission. May I go somewhere? You need to ask a parent. So here we need to ask permission to be in first position. We've got to go through the B to land on that D. Now we're not going to hear this loudly. This is between you and your instrument, between you and your left hand. The audience is not going to know. It's none of their business. This is going to be between, of course, your practicing person and yourself and your instrument. That is the audience that will be very intimate in knowing this information. So here we go. We're going to hear the D. There's no tempo right now of how long when this happens. This is just covering the shifts. We're balanced, right? We heard that D. Now our B, we're lifting weight with that finger, so we're no longer touching that D. Our bow no longer has weight. It's very light. Our B now is very light, and we're going to move very lightly. I hear that D. I settle. And there's my twinkle D. Okay, we'll try it again. D. We set up in first position, balanced left hand. We're going to let go of twinkle D, relax our bow, relax our first finger weight. So now it's just barely touching it. We're going to move ever so slowly with the bow. Our left hand hopefully will move a little bit. Our ear is engaged. We're listening for that twinkle D. And now weight is placed back in. There you go. Lots and lots of times. That is our ascending shift, which by now, of course, you should know. Probably somewhere in the middle of book 2, we started talking about our shifts, so this is not exactly new. But perhaps this is a good review of the sequence of events, because we don't want it to be a right? We don't want to also end up hitting the instrument. Besides that, you end up ramming the bottom, the lower bout of the instrument right into your neck when you do that. So you don't want to end up slapping constantly, because really here you're in fifth position. Yeah, right where the shoulder meets, that is fifth position. We've got fourth, and then we've got third. Third, your hand is nowhere near the shoulder. See where your third finger sits? So if we replace that, you're nowhere near the shoulder unless you do this, right? So you go like that and then pull back. It's a little strange. So it's listening. We're actually in no man's land here. Our ear is what we are very, very dependent on at this point. So sequence, listen, release the weight, glide, ghost glide over the string, always listening, don't pass your note. Go slowly enough that you can hear it. Know where you're at, say, I'm here. And then all of the weight can sit down. It can relax into your string. Yeah? Everything just relaxes and it just settles. It'll be great. And then you're there. Then when we play, we're, let's see, can I tell? 2. Yeah, you'll be playing an E flat. You'll be playing an E flat, but in a way, it doesn't matter what note you're playing because you're going to release all of those and you're going to go back to a B. Not a B flat. And then settle the D. That's the next note you'll hear after playing whatever you're playing. Same sequence of events, right? So I played, I let go, bow, the weight is off, my fingers are relaxed, my finger is just barely touching the string. I'm gonna glide. There's my B. Now I'm relaxing the weight in the string in my finger, relaxed in my bow. My weight is back in because I'm relaxed. Sorry, I should have placed my D because that's the note that we want to hear. And there you go. Now this is what it's gonna look like the first time. Yeah? When we're relaxed and everything has been worked out, right? One time it's within a half note and a quarter, the other time it's inside of 2/8 notes. Relaxation is what's going to make it fast. Not tensing up and going, I have to move quickly. It'll do the exact opposite. The exact opposite. It will make you slower and almost guarantee that a little squeak mistake of some sort will happen. So instead, take the time now to just chill out and relax. Just do it. Just do it. Because it'll just save you time. You think you're gonna save time the other way? Trust me. Trust me, take the time now to just take it slow and do it the right way. Alrighty, so that was, I'll review that one again. This is the first shift. Relaxed, glide. Relax, shift, glide. And there it is. Okay, the shift, the relaxed shift, glide, and then the weight comes in. It same sequence, it just happens a little bit quicker. Last, the second one, different notes in between, but the shifts are exactly the same. There you go. I made it a little bit more obvious so you would be able to hear what was going on in there, right? But of course, all of that will disappear with you because you'll be so light and you'll be so relaxed that it'll happen so much faster. And of course, you're not going to try to demonstrate it. You'll actually be performing it. So it's going to be awesome. Something that I'd mentioned in one of the previous videos was the decoration. So you're up in position. You're at an F natural. There it is. There is your decoration. And it's written right underneath that your fourth finger is the one that's going to do the decoration. That time I did not move my bow so I could hear my B. All right, so there it was, hearing the B going, by the way, it's a 3-2, you shift down, it's a 3-2. There's a little pattern to another little pattern. It's genius. It's genius, so that you're doing both. One in third position, one in first position. He knew what he was doing. Thank you, Dr. Suzuki. Okay, so those are the two shifts. There are no other shifts in the second half. Is that preview that we did earlier in the other video. So you're all set.